True lovers, ever feel like finding your soulmate is like waiting for a cosmic Uber that keeps canceling on you at the last second? Like, your soulmate is approaching. Just kidding. They took a detour to learn emotional availability in another lifetime. Classic. Hi, I'm Haim with Be Love Media, and today we'll chat about the juncture between the wisdom of the Tao Te Ching and your love life. Verse 35. I'm passionate about merging ancient spiritual teachings with the beautiful chaos of modern romance, because sometimes the path to love needs a little Tao and a lot less Tinder. If you stick around till the end of this video, I'll share with you the ultimate affirmation to attract your ultimate soulmate. So go ahead and tap that like button and subscribe, true lovers, because your heart deserves all the divine guidance it can get. For me personally, it took 3 failed marriages, 3 painful divorces to finally get myself on the path of a higher vibration using this wisdom, the wisdom of the Tao Te Ching, and applying it best I knew how into my romantic choices as I became single again, beginning of 2020, right before the pandemic erupted. And I decided that I want to use whatever wisdom juice I can get out of these amazing 81 verses written by Lao Tzu, also known as Lao Dan, 2,600 years ago in ancient China, and apply it in such a way that can hopefully trigger healing and recovery from my past experiences and attract or become first the kind of person I wanted to attract. And sure enough, 18 months after I made that decision and started working on myself in such a way, I met who is now my best friend, life partner, and my wife, Rachel. But it took something. It took a paradigm shift using this wisdom, with combination with the wisdom of Buddhism and the wisdom of Kabbalah and other insights, to work on myself, do my shadow work, so that I could become better at such a level that will attract someone who is complete, wholesome, rather than absolutely traumatized by their unprocessed childhood trauma, as it happened to me before I met Rachel. So let's see how that works specifically based on verse 35. We're going to read the version translated by Stephen Mitchell. Thank you, Stephen. Open quote. She who is centered in the Tao can go where she wishes without danger. She perceives the universal harmony even amid great pain, because she has found peace in her heart. Music or the smell of good cooking may make people stop and enjoy, but words that point to the Tao seem monotonous and without flavor. When you look for it, there is nothing to see. When you listen to it, there's nothing to hear. When you use it, it is inexhaustible. Close quote. So what can we learn from this verse? Here are 3 takeaways to apply into your romantic journey. She who is centered in the Tao can go where she wishes without danger. Now, what does that mean? What to look for in a partner? Groundedness. When you're with someone who is rooted in themselves, life flows. You don't need to tiptoe around egos. Safety, emotional, spiritual, even psychic, is the new sexy. So when you meet somebody who's very anxious, I wouldn't be surprised if you are one. If you're somebody who is a bit more anxious than maybe you could be. Because this is what I discovered based on this verse, and I saw it in my own life. 90% of the time, yes, it's an arbitrary percentage, but 90% of the time, the things we fear, the things we worry about, never happen. Yet, we take the time and the energy wasting it on worrying. How many times have you received a phone call or made one yourself to somebody else, from someone else who says, hey, are you okay? And you're like, yeah, well, would you think I'm not okay? Well, I don't know, you didn't answer for the last 20 minutes. Really? And that means I'm not okay? Don't you know people like that? Were you somebody like that? Are you still someone like that? What's the point of worrying? For the last 3 months, 3 years, 30 years, how many times did you experience in that kind of interaction tragedy after tragedy after tragedy? Most of us, not very many. I'm not saying there aren't people out there who their life is filled with tragedy. Yes. But for the most part, life just goes easygoing, unless you introduce drama where there is none. So center yourself in the knowing that all is well, and you will attract somebody who has that too. And guess what? 2 easygoing people who are chill, who are not constantly worrying, maybe are optimistic, their life is a hoot. It's worth it. Number 2, she perceives the universal harmony even amid great pain. What to look for in a partner? Inner peace and emotional maturity. A soulmate isn't someone who avoids pain, but who can dance with it and still hum to the melody of the universe. Seek someone who's done the work and is still doing it. Number 3, when you use it, it is inexhaustible. What to look for in a partner? A source of quiet, nourishing joy. Love shouldn't drain you. When aligned, your connection should feel like a spring that keeps bubbling, even when the surface is still. So, I remember attracting people into my life that were all about the drama. And I guess that means that a part of me was. And it took me something to realize that actually most of the time life is chill. And if I wanted to be even more chill, that attract more positive events into my life, then I have to be positive. I have to be optimistic. Because here's the thing. Let's say there is some kind of an event ahead of you. For me, even up until recently, I had some post-divorce court hearings regarding custody issues. And was I nervous? Am I nervous before I go into a court hearing? Usually I am. So what do? Number 1, I meditate. Number 2, when I observe those negative thoughts of like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? What if this happens? What if that happens? I ask myself a simple question. Do I know for a fact that this event will have a negative outcome? Well, the answer is always no, right? Because you don't know the future. There is no way to know the future. It could go well, it could go another way, and it could go even better than you thought. So if I don't know what's going to be the outcome, might I just assume that the outcome is going to be positive, or at least not negative? Not a bad idea. It changes, it colors your whole life in brighter colors. So those of you who made it all the way to here, thank you. Let's affirm together 10 love-soaked affirmation of I am love. I am love in motion. I am a magnet for soulful connection. I radiate unconditional love from my core. I embody divine romance with every breath. I am deeply worthy of lasting, aligned love. I attract partners who honor my light and shadow. I am love, and love is me. I trust that the universe is conspiring for my heart. I am surrounded by love in every form. I am the beloved, and I recognize the beloved in all. So true lover, if this video lit up your spirit like a full moon bonfire in the desert, don't ghost us. Go ahead and like, comment with your favorite affirmation. Share this with your favorite fellow soulmate seeker. And hit subscribe so you don't miss out on more Tao-powered love wisdom. Remember, your soulmate isn't lost. They're just spiritually circling the block. See you in the next video. Until then, stay love, be love, attract love.